I talked to Joe Silva. The last UFC, I had like 3 or 4 guys in the UFC, and I talked to them, and they said, we saw your last fight. You did a good job. Give us a couple more of those. No problem. I think more so than anything, the problem wasn't Mckee, because if you look at what Sean Shirk does, what does he do? Right. He does what I do. What does Matt Hughes do? Right. He does what I do. The difference between those guys and me is that I've been fighting at 170 when I'm 160 pounds. The guys are 190 the next day. At 155, I've submitted just as many victories as I've won. Mm-hmm. Okay? So what's the difference between me and Sean Shirk, Matt Hughes? What's the difference, honestly? St. Pierre? He's not knocking anybody out. What's the difference? Is the difference I was told that Mckee's uncontrollable? No, Mckee's controllable, but I'm going to do what's right. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do what's right. And they really know that I'm the best. Everyone knows the statistics, the analysts, they look at it. What would BJ do to me? Can he stop me from taking him down? No.
Hey, Antonio?
Yeah.
Who would win between a fight between you and Batista from WWE?
Batista? Batista.
Yeah.
Straight out. Knocked me out in the first 30 seconds. With his badass breath. With his badass breath, he knocked me out. He'd breathe on me and I'd fall out from bad breath.
Yeah, I don't see him. He lost a fight to someone, Booker T, in the back, so I don't see that. I don't see that one going down.
How about Jose Canseco? Jose Canseco.
Man, do you not believe me when I tell you no one can beat me? If you had a grappling match and there was no weight limit.
I know you're badass, actually. You're very badass.
Wait till you see what I've been doing lately. There's no more fights going to a decision. I already told everybody that. I'll retire first.
Yeah, the last one was good.
I will not have another one decision. I tell you what, if the ref don't stop the fight, the guy's going to die from head trauma. I'm going to fuck people up. Because no one can stop me from taking them down. I just wasn't ground and pounding because I wasn't in shape. Now, they say, oh, Mckee's always in shape. No, you don't know what my shape is. My shape is nonstop. Mm-hmm. So you got to remember my responsibilities over here. I got over 20 guys that I'm training, and I'm training myself. But I've eased that tension a little bit because I've got other guys in the gym now that have stepped up to the plate, and they're responsible for teaching now. So now that gives me more time to be the student, and believe me, I'm a great student.
So let me ask you
show me.
The Brock Lesnar, you know, let's be honest, he impressed, you know, with his last one just because of the submission. Not too many people saw it coming, but he got it handed to him for the first round, and you know, but his whole style is either take you down or he dies. It seems. You
okay,
know.
So if you were colorblind, what would you say? But if you weren't colorblind, what would you say? Am I not the big white guy? Am I not marketable?
You are.
I'm so damn good looking at my age and so athletic and quick to grab the mic and talk shit to make the fans either love me or hate me. One of the two.
Let me ask you now. If now isn't the time, then it's never. Because look at who's, you know, now bringing up. You have Rashad Evans, Rampage Jackson. On the other side, you've got King Mo. And I'm not too sold on King Mo, even though he's walking around with the strap right now. You know, I know you're all about, you know, hey, if you can't hit me, you know, whatever. You know, but all he did was, you know, he laid down him, and that's fine. He got his win. He took his money. I'm not hating on him, but you know, I want to see something.
Here's again. Look here. You got a guy that's 6-0, 7-0. Fighting a guy that's got over 20, 30 fights. Where's the dignity and pride of an organization to put such a fight together, first of all? Mo wasn't ready for that fight, so what did Mo Law do? He went out there to do just what he needed to do to win. He used his wrestling, and that's all he used, because if he did anything else, he would have got beat. We all know that. So this is what I'm saying. As a promotion, don't put a fighter in a position like that.
Right.
Because, you know, his natural instinct to win is going to come out. That's what I'm talking about. Antonio Mckee gets a phone call in 3 days. Well, fuck, I'm not in shape. So you think I can go out here and dance around and box? Derek Noble, I was in shape. I stood up with him. I got cracked. I got rocked. I popped his ass, too. And it was a decision because I didn't have the confidence. But why do people keep putting me against strikers? Put me against a jiu-jitsu guy that has damn good jiu-jitsu and make it a ground game. Guess what? I ain't going to the ground because no one can take me down. Now, you put Mo Law in there with somebody so experienced. Does it make sense for Mo Law to stand in there and trade blows? Does it make sense for Mo Law to try to pass a damn guard that as soon as he tries to pass, he's going to get caught in submission? The man hasn't had enough fights. He's had less than 10 fights.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what's realistic here. Somebody like Kimbo Slice that you make your poster boy, and he has backyard fights.
Right.
So this wasn't about who's good, is it? This was about who had the most hits on the damn internet. And when you do the statistics, they weren't all blacks because statistically they said that only 20% of the male blacks in California have computers. So who's his audience? Okay, there was 4 million kids watching that fight. And who knows everybody? Everyone knows Kimbo Slice. Kimbo Slice isn't even in the top 100 fighters. Not to disrespect Kimbo Slice, I'm just keeping it real.
Right, right.
Why is it that when you have a black fighter, and I've got white fans, and I don't ever want my white fans to think that I'm racist, but why is it that when you have a black fighter, he's boring? Floyd Mayweather, boring, ain't lost. Bernard Hopkins, boring, undefeated. Quentin Rampage was boring when he knocked out Chuck, but he knocked out Chuck. He was boring. Oh, shit. Rampage is probably one of the most exciting fighters in the sport. Mo Law, boring, but you give him a guy that's got over 30 fights, and he's only got under 10. Antonio Mckee's boring. You never put him in a real fight to benefit him or to put him in front of the camera like you built some of these other TV champions. I'm going to have to do this shit the hard way, man, on the grind, because I'm not signed with Gracie. I'm not signed with Craig Jackson, but I'm trying to create a brand.
Right.
Give me that opportunity. UFC, give me one fight. Give me one fight and say, Mckee, if this is a boring fight, you're done. I'll go in there and jump backflips through Cheerios, and I'm going to win that fight, and I'm going to impress the crowd. And they're going to say, damn, he's just athletic. He's not skilled. He's athletic.
Mm.
I mean, I'm always get something, you know what I mean? But can it be like Forrest? Can it be like Forrest who goes in, I'm not athletic at all, I'm just a hard worker, and I'm good for the TV because I look like Forrest Gump? I mean, or can I be like Tito Ortiz running my mouth and talking shit and bouncing around in the ring, and I didn't want to fight in 3 years? These guys have no dignity, bro. They have no pride. I'm a prideful guy. And I may leave this sport not making the money or people not knowing, but the real people that know the sport will always say that Antonio Mckee was probably one of the best fighters in the world, and he never got his shot. I proved it. I didn't lost in 7, 8 years. Who does that besides Fedor, and he just lost?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Why did they tell you, give me a couple more of those, when it's been since 2003 since you've lost? You've been doing it for a long time. So, you know, is it about them building their own stars, the promoters?
Well, again, man, you got to look at it what it's worth, okay? Antonio Mckee was promoting. Antonio Mckee was managing. Antonio Mckee on the gym. I mean, I'm putting my foot in my mouth every time I do something because it's like, wait, are you going to fight? Are you going to promote? Are you going to manage? Are you going to train? You're trying to do it all. That's unheard of. This sport's too new for you to have so much knowledge like that. But every organization is willing to let me work for them because I know the business. And I'm a businessman. I'm not just a dumbass fighter. Some of these guys are on more medication and drugs than they are on regular water. My passion is for the fighters. The fans come, but my passion is for the fighters because a lot of these guys are dysfunctional athletes that are learning how to become human beings through fighting. but there's no one teaching them. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of bumping their heads as they go along the way. I'm trying to create a system. I've worked with almost every successful